right, everybody. Thank you, and welcome to the Frankie and Ding Dong Show. I am your host, Frankie Avalon, here with my best friend and co-host, King Ding Dong. Once again, on a Friday. You know we do Fridays with Frankie usually, but tonight is a super special night. We have wonderful guests with us. We've been teasing it this week. I'm going to go over this bowler's resume because, I mean, anyone that doesn't know, you've been living under a rock for 20 years. We're going to bring them in here in just a few minutes. We have 17 PBA titles, couple of majors, the 2011-2012 Player of the Year, 9-time Team USA member, first player to bowl multiple televised 300 games on TV, 2003 Junior Gold winner, 2012 ESPY winner. We have the one and only Sean Rash. Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me tonight, and looking forward to chatting it up with y'all here in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming on to the show with us, Sean. I know you have some exciting news for our bowlers here in the state of Maine. We will be seeing you, we already know, coming in September. And I know that you're going to be announcing maybe another person that might be joining you, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome, and pretty happy about who you've already announced for the event. But let's have you talk a little bit about it. The September 21st at Sparetime Recreation, Hallowell, Maine, the Bowl of the Pros event. Tell us how this came to be and how you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, just we've done many events up there in the northern part of Maine with Donna and Sparetime. Pre-COVID, of course, I worked for Brunswick, and we did some Brunswick mini camps for so many years. And towards the ends of my time at Brunswick, I started incorporating clinics with multiple pros from multiple staffs, mostly because the fans are fans of everyone, right? It's not just one brand. And my mindset more than anything since I've started is to grow bowling, and that's the easiest way to do is by using everyone. We know that everyone has a specific fan that they're of, right? It might be Motive or Brunswick or Storm or 900 Global or Hammer or whatever it is, because there's so many different balls out there. But end of the day, we want to see people bowling and growing it. And I know after COVID happened and finally getting back to Maine last year, Donna and I spoke about trying to do another event there, and whether it was before or after the PBA League. And once we found out the PBA League was coming back to Portland, Maine, here later of 2023 in September, we just kind of stayed in touch. And I've come up with a pretty cool idea that I'm not going to spill all of the beans. But I think the people will start figuring it out as the weeks go on. But we're going to use multiple pros at this event. It's unfortunate that well, I can't say unfortunate because there's going to be at least one, but I couldn't use any women. I'll say I couldn't use any women from the PWBA tour that I know of as of right now. But we might have some join us at some point. But right now it's there's going to be multiple pros. Like I said, it's going to be on Thursday, September 21st, the day before we start the PBA League's practice session on Friday at Bayside Bowl. You're going to have 50 of the best players in the world there. And let's, so far it's going to be myself. I announced Wes Malott, PBA Past Player of the Year, Major Champion, 10 titles, shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Actually, he's winning the Hall of Fame. So, we're going to be announcing a bunch more over the weeks coming up.
Very good, absolutely. And we talk about who you've already announced, Wes Malott. We're gonna kind of show everyone his picture. We know Wes pretty well, being on the Portland Lumberjacks. There's Wes on your screen, everybody. 3-time defending champion Portland Lumberjacks. And absolutely. Sean, you come up here. Obviously, you're going to want to have some say in that when you bowl in the league. You've bowled in the league many years now. And what do you think about the PBA League, and how's that experience been for you over the years?
Yeah, the PBA League's been a terrific thing for the PBA in general. I think for the players, there's only room for improvement, right? Every year we talk about things that we can improve, trying to make the teams better, the drafts better, everything from top to bottom. We have an unbelievable crowd and fan base there in Portland, Maine, and in the Northeast. There's all kinds of people that join us all over the country that even fly in just to watch this event. I know I flew a couple people in for the strikeout breast cancer thing a couple years ago, or last year it might have been. But hopefully as Bolero grows and the PBA grows, this gets even bigger. And no offense to Portland, but maybe the finals is only in Portland, and we have other events in the cities that the teams represent. Here I'm in Milwaukee this weekend. It'd be a pretty cool opportunity to bowl in front of my home team and fans. And you think of all the other teams too, with Dallas and Vegas and so forth. So again, I know we're all really excited. It's realistically the last event of the season, the year for the PBA in September.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know we're really excited to have you guys up here once again. And not only us as BOPO as the members, but even center owner Charlie Mitchell is making sure to put money back into the center to, make it even better experience for you guys, just bringing Bowling Voodoo into the center and really helping to level the playing field all the way across for, not only us at BOPO, but certainly for you guys when you guys come up too. We want you guys to have the best possible experience, and we do it already with the crowd.
Yeah.
And the center was doing a great job, and they're just continuing to do that great job for you guys because we do love seeing you up here.
Absolutely.
And, now doing this little clinic is kind of helping, giving back to the main bowlers that much more, and hopefully, that love will reciprocate when you guys bowl on the stage for us,
sure.
When you guys are
appreciate
live.
it.
I know we'll be bringing it for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love that.
It's never a dull moment there in Portland, starting with the practice session and then the pro-am function that Charlie Mitchell has most likely on Friday or Saturday night. Now the PBA LBC championships are going to be, taking place there. They're going to be taped there. They're going to be giving out the first inaugural, the Duke champions trophies. There's so much going to be wrapped up into this year's event. It's going to be pretty special for not just the professional bowlers that are coming up there, but the fan base and even the amateurs that are going to compete over the next 6 or 7 weekends in the PBA LBC National Championships here in Milwaukee. So, like I said, there's just so much that's going to go on up there over those 6 or 7 days, and grateful for Donna and Sparetime for what they're doing for us and letting us use their venue in the day before, and and to Charlie allowing us to do something in front of his pro-am. And we're going to be giving away a lot of different things during our clinic. Some of those will be TV tickets, opportunities to hang out with one of the pros. They're going to be out as well through the weekend. So not just bowling balls and T-shirts and jerseys, but just opportunities to mingle and rub elbows with some of the best players in the world.
Absolutely. And what you guys are offering with this clinic, obviously you're going to be announcing different coaches that are going to be coming to this, different pros coming and stuff like that. The opportunity for, any bowler to come, not just meet you guys, but to get, tips from you guys, bowl with you guys. It's an incredible experience. I'm so thankful that this is coming back to Sparetime in Hallowell. Donna, myself, I've run many tournaments up at the center with Donna, and she does a great job with things up at Sparetime. And so really looking forward to that. And do you want to get into who you might want to be announcing tonight for the next person that's going to be coming up to this event?
Yeah, why not? But before I do, James, you touched on clinics and stuff there at Sparetime. You've been a part of it a couple times. Your daughter's been in it. I want to say a big shout out to Jimmy Clark. Also, Jimmy and I have been friends for almost 20 years now. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but he was one of the first ones that helped start this. I don't know how many years ago now. I think we've done 3 or 4 there, but just all the bowlers that have come through and the ones that we're going to see. I know there's been huge improvements for some. I use your daughter as a great example, how great the average jumped in the first year. And that night, like I said, September 21st is going to be pretty special. You're going to get a chance to rub elbows with Hall of Famers, with future Hall of Famers, some of the best players in the world currently, some that have been some of the best, and some of the best PBA league bowlers there is. So, the first announcement was me, of course, since I'm the one kind of running it. The second one was kind of a bang with Portland Lumberjacks' own Wes Malott. Our next player that we're going to announce bowls for the New York City Kingpins. This gentleman's got 5 national titles. His most recent was the doubles title with the best player in the world currently, E.J. Tackett. They won in Milwaukee a couple years ago. They had to beat me and Ogle, of course, and then they beat DJ, I believe, in the finals. I think his partner was Sean Maldonado. Member of Team USA for so many years. I don't know if he lives in Vegas now or in Detroit. I just know he's traveling a bunch.
Yeah.
With the 2014 PBA Rookie of the Year, and has become a really good friend, a really good golfer, but a really good person on the lanes. I'd like to announce our next coach, Marshall Kent.
There he is, Marshall Kent. We're going to get him right on the screen for everyone, and we have his resume at the bottom of the screen. That is a wonderful addition to this event. Marshall's always been such a wonderful person to have up here in Portland. Has such an awesome game. I mean, just throws the ball fantastic.
Oh,
and the fact that he's going to be up here working with the bowlers, bowling with the bowlers, and that's a great addition to this staff, Sean. I couldn't be happier to have Marshall coming up for this event.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, and I've done some stuff with Marshall in the past, overseas, and even just recently. He's just a young man that is really good, and I don't even know if I can call him young anymore. I think he's 30 finally. So, but just an unbelievable power game for a one-hander with his thumb in the ball. Can play every part of the lane, can throw urethane, can throw reactive. Has traveled all over the world, and really excited to have Marshall joining us and joining Wes and I. And I'm really excited about the next couple players that we're going to coach and introduce over the next coming weeks. I think we're about 3 months and 12 days away from the exact date. So it's about 15 weeks out. So we've got a few more announcements over the next couple of weeks for sure.
That's awesome. And, we usually do our Fridays with Frankie show here on the Frankie and Ding Dong show. And as you announce those coaches and the bowlers that are coming up, obviously it'd be great to get some of them on our show. And, we'll definitely be giving the shout outs for those announcements as they come on. So we're definitely going to keep promoting the event. I mean, it's something that should be promoted. The bowlers should take advantage of this. It's something that doesn't come around every day. And for some people, it could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Hopefully, if this goes well, you never know, it could grow into something as a yearly thing maybe. So hopefully we'll see something like that happen.
Yeah, you mentioned the yearly thing, and it's amazing. I just got off the phone with somebody in Missouri. We're going to be doing a 2-day event with 6 pros at Salem Bowling Center. This is going to be her second event this year. They had Belmo earlier in the year. Myself and a few others are going back to Colorado in November. Just got off the phone with somebody in California. I mean, these things they're really, really good to keep people bowling, growing the game, and just keep people interested. And it's amazing how many people send me an email or a text message. Hey, what does it take? What's it cost? What's our ROI and everything else? And I can tell you the ROI is not immediate. It's one of those you're looking for something in a week or 2 weeks or a month down the road for those bowlers that come out. Anytime you change your game, it just doesn't happen overnight. I use the example of Tiger Woods quite a bit. Granted, he's not playing much golf anymore, but the guy was the best for so long, and he changed his swing 4 different times and still stayed the best. And I just think of some of the players in our sport that have consistently changed their game and adapted with injuries and whatnot and technology, and have found a way to stay one of the best over the last, 15 years. I look at guys like Belmo and myself and Bill and now EJ and Simonson and guys that have consistently stayed up there. You just have to continue to work and continue to learn. So that's what our goal is on that September 21st Thursday night, is to give everybody at least 1 or 2 things to work on, if not more. Every bowler is different, right? That's the great thing about our sport.
Absolutely.
You can be right-handed, you can be left-handed like you. Stand on the big dot, play 10.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know it's like the dark side of it. I don't know what happens right at 20. So I'm the dots. So I don't even.
There's a lot that goes on. Let me just tell you. It's very confusing now when I move left of 20. So I get.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. You're becoming a pseudo lefty. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm the opposite of you now with unfortunately injuries and everything else. But I love this game. It's one of those things that somebody needed to be the liaison or the go-getter of convincing people to do clinics. You go to any golf course and you can get a lesson, it seems like. So why can't we do that in our sport too? And we have great coaches all over the world. With Mark Baker in California, you got the Kegel Training Center, you got Tom Carter in the Midwest. Belmo does his stuff. I do my stuff. End of the day, we're all trying to promote bowling and grow it.
Yeah, I'll never forget, after one of the clinics, one of the bowlers that actually went, his name is Josh Furrow. He frequents our tournaments and stuff. I think the week after the clinic up here, he shot his first 300 game. and that was pretty awesome. So that just goes to show you, you know, I mean, sometimes you don't see that immediate success. He was super pumped, got some great stuff from the pros up here, you know, years ago, shot a 300 game, and he was so pumped. So that's the type of thing we love to see.
I know my daughter is looking forward to the clinic for sure. And, you know, that brings up the point that I'd like to get out here. Like, this clinic, it's for any age bowler, any skill level bowler. Is that correct, Sean?
Absolutely. Yeah. We don't shut out anybody. I mean, it's one of those things, whoever wants to spend the money to come out and hang out, we want to have them, of course. We want them to learn something. We want them to get their autographs from their pros that they want to get autographs from. They want the pictures. You know, there'll be T-shirts for sale. There'll be jerseys for sale from all the pros memorabilia or whoever has it. I know I sell my stuff and my merchandise at my events or any event that I have. I'm working on something pretty special. I would have to imagine Donna's going to have bowling pins for sale to have those special memorabilia things as well. But, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, they say, right? So I've got a couple of things that I'm working on. If the finances work, we'll have a few other people there and some cool stuff to go on. But again, just got any questions, reach out to Sparetime Recreation there in Hallowell, Maine, and then you know, call Donna, ask what it costs to sign up. You know, it's $150 for the evening.
Right.
And you can bowl as much as you want. There's going to be a Q&A. There's going to be a food option, and there's just so many little things that are going to go. There's going to be jerseys to be given away, bowling balls, you name it. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff to go on.
Absolutely. I love it. I love all of it. Maybe we can get some new swag for the studio here too, you know?
Yeah,
while we're at
absolutely.
the event.
Yeah, because it's an event for everyone, you know,
Absolutely.
whether you're a beginning bowler or an advanced player, whether you have your own podcast or, you know, you just picked up a house ball for the first time, you know, you will definitely learn something and be able to bring home something that helps you improve in your game.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, I would tell you that between the multiple people that are coming, because I don't want to give away how many I've got coming yet,
Okay.
Or the bodies, you're going to learn something from someone, right? Like I haven't been to one yet that they just go, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, this didn't help, or this or that. We've had our run-ins with a few people, of course, where, you know, personalities didn't clash, or they clashed the wrong way, and they had to work with a different coach to kind of get things worded the right way, or what, you know, worked out. So, and that's just part of life. But I don't know one person that hasn't learned one thing yet at one of these events that we've done, or enjoyed themselves and said, oh, I'm not coming back, or this wasn't worth it.
Right.
Kind of, you know, I'll knock on my wood here in front of me at the table. But you know, we've had people try, the one in Colorado, we had people drive all the way from Nebraska. We've had people 10, 15 hours of some of them, you know, fly all over the country and whatnot. So,
yeah.
Like I said, it's become a really good passion of mine. Going to Europe in September to do some right before this, in Germany, the UK, and Sweden. So it's something I wanted to start doing. And as I get older, I got to find a way to provide, right? And it's something I love to do, and I love to see people have success coming to these events or any events that are being hosted worldwide.
Yeah, that's one of the bonuses of having multiple coaches there. You get those different perspectives, so that way, you know, each person that might learn differently, you have those different perspectives to be able to give that information to the bowler. And, you know, someone's going to be able to relay the information in a way that bowler is able to absorb it.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this isn't just a clinic too, right, guys? I mean, like, we're going to bowl a pro-am that night and have some fun with them. And the pros are going to rotate every 5 frames. So you're going to get the bowl or hang out with 6 pros for at least 5 to 10 minutes. The clinic portion, we normally try to rotate every 20 to 30 minutes or 45 minutes, depending on how many are on a pair and whatnot. And, you know, I'm hoping she sells out. You know, I think we said 84 max. We might go to 96 if we have to. But, you know, we're going to be there the whole afternoon, evening to hang out. And we're looking forward to everyone that shows up.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. We had a question coming in. Do you know what time does it start? We had one of our viewers asking.
Yeah, I'd have to look at let me look at the flyer. I don't have it directly in front of me.
No problem.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool because it's more like a kind of an informal event. So, you know, you guys aren't right in competing, you know, which is a little bit different as a fan. When you guys are competing, you know, you have to kind of, you know, step back and not, you know, be in that just casual hangout mode. But this clinic and, you know, the pro-am that you're having up there, the bowlers will be able to just kind of chill with you. And, you know, it's a relaxed environment. There's no big purse that you guys are bowling for or anything like that. It's more just information sharing, knowledge sharing, and just hanging out and sharing the love for the game.
I mean, you know, and you get to bowl with the best in the world, and like you said, Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, all that stuff. I mean, where can you get that in any other sport? You just can't.
Yeah, it's totally.
Yeah, it's really hard to do. So the event starts at 4:00. I would recommend everyone being there probably 30 minutes early so we can get everybody on their lanes and stretched out. Like I said, we'll probably do some sort of Q&A in between the clinic and the pro-am. We're gonna have food in there a little bit. We'll bowl for an hour and a half, 2 hours, between 4 and 6, depending on how long everybody wants to bowl. And then you know, the 9-pin no tap fun time where you get to watch the pros strike a lot, and hopefully the participants strike just as much. I know there's been some success in that building, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. We had one of our YouTube viewers just coming in and asking if there's going to be a registration. I assume that.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that Donna's working on that. If you want to register now, just give them a phone call. She'll take your name down. You can pay multiple different ways, of course, but she's working on all the good stuff. She's probably going to wait a little bit closer for the full registration to open up, and also the full announcement of all the pros. And I've got multiple weeks with multiple more pros to announce. So
that's awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to that for sure. So
yeah, I'm sure if you want to sign up early, though, Donna will, you know,
I'm sure
she'll sign you up and probably be able to take your credit card over the phone or something like that. Yeah.
I'm curious who the farthest traveler is going to be. Like, what states are going to come from? Is it New Jersey, New York? Is it Ohio? You know, who's traveling to the PBA League to hang out with everyone over the course of 5 or 6 days? Again, right after this clinic and pro-am, the PBA League at Bayside Bowl, one of the most electric, fun places we go every year. So we're gonna have a lot of fun at Donna's place there at Sparetime first, and then transition into a little bit more competition mode for the pros. But it's a good chance for us to, you know, we're not going to be doing a whole lot over the next few months, and this will be a good chance for us to get back together, get probably some rust off us, unless you go to Sweden and bowl like I am. But looking forward to a lot of fun over that week there in Maine.
Yeah, well, being in Maine, we might even have some Canadian bowlers that come down to enjoy it for sure. I know we get Canadian bowlers down to some of our tournaments in our series.
Hopefully they take advantage of this and come down and bowl in this event.
Oh yeah, we love hanging out with them.
Yeah, we don't mind if they're Canadian or not. I mean, I even asked the Canadian to coach.
hey, there we go. A little teaser there, you know. So
I will tell you, he had to decline. He had something else going on. So I did ask. He said no. So, but there'll be plenty of other coaches that are coming around. We will have two-handed coaches. I will put that. That'll be my teaser for the show. Is one of my next 2 announcements will be a two-hander.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. There's a good little bit of insider info. Well, and I think we already touched on this fact. We had another comment come in saying Sandra LaChance. We know Sandy quite well. She's one of, you know, left-handed female bowler up here. She's bowled a lot of stuff. She goes, I want to come. Hope I'm not too old. And kind of already
no, never too old.
Never too old.
Sandy from one of the other events we've done. So look forward to seeing her there and everybody else that's interested in coming out.
Speaking of two-handers, though, Sean, how fun is it to bowl with Matt Ogle in the doubles? I mean, the Roth-Holman doubles. You guys look like you guys have a great time anytime that you guys bowl.
Your chemistry looks amazing.
Yeah, I love seeing you guys bowl together because
we've made this show for the last 5 years. One of them, of course, we won. We ran the ladder. The 1 year we qualified 4th, we lost. They ran the ladder. The next year we qualified 3rd, and we lost, and they ended up winning. This year we qualified 2nd. Was able to get to that championship match, and I mean, I can tell you, just thinking about it now, the reason we didn't win was because of me. I missed 2 spares. You know, the 248 I hooked at, had no idea how to shoot it, and then the 10-pin, realistically, just not a good shot. A lot of pressure. Started thinking about the outcome instead of the process, which is something I preach pretty hard. You know, for 4 years on tour between 2007 and 2012, 4.5 years, all I thought about was the outcome. And well, the outcome never worked out very well, but I made a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Started worrying about the process, and things took care of itself for the next decade. It was pretty good. So I feel awful for Matt that I wasn't able to come through. There's certain things that you just look back at and you go, man, if he doesn't ring 10 and he doesn't stone 9, what happens? Mitch struck in the 9th. It could have been a 4-10. Could have been a big 4. It happens. My ring 10 in the 10th could have struck, and it would have forced him to, strike 2. Or if I would have marked, it would have forced him. There's just so many scenarios that go through your head, and it's such a quick match. There's no commercial break in that format that way. And, Packy bowled really good that week. Mitch bowled pretty solid as well. So, they let up from number 1 all the way. So it's nice to see sometimes that the number 1 seed wins. But man, it would have been nice to add another title to that trophy case. And
For sure.
Talk about bowling with Matt. The guy is finally starting to realize how good he is, or how good he can be.
Yeah.
It's amazing what players on tour do when they have a little bit of confidence. I think of EJ Tackett, the guy bowled unbelievable his first couple years on tour, just couldn't get it done, so to say. They say on TV, even though he got it done, right? He got there.
Right.
That's more battle than anything. He started winning on TV, and he's become pretty good, which we all knew he was going to be.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
I haven't used this stat for anyone, and this will be the first time I've done it. But since 2012, Belmo's got the most titles, EJ's got the second most, and I've got the third most. It just goes, and EJ's got 20, I think, since 2012 or 21, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Belmo's got whatever it is, 25 to 30, and I think I've won 13 times. So
Yep.
it just goes to show you how much those two guys have won, how much I've won, and
Yep.
I think Simonson's at 11 or 12 in the last decade. Yester's got 8 or 9. Kyle's got 8 or 9. Other than that, though, there's not a lot of guys that have won more than 5 or 6 times in the last decade. Jacob Butterf made it, maybe. It's really hard to win on tour with our formats and how many events we do bowl compared to what we used to bowl and whatnot. But, Matt, he works full time in the summer, doesn't practice a whole lot. So for what he did this year, he really put in some off time or work in the off time last year, and it showed. He's 4th or 5th in points, made 2 or 3 shows or 4 shows, won once here in Milwaukee, won the Shark Championship, bowled for the title with me, the TSC show, and one more that I can think of. So it'll be interesting to see if he continues progressing upwards, if he wants to or if he doesn't want to. That's everyone's point or choice. Do they practice? Do they don't practice? But man, he's such a good person. His family's awesome. His wife Stacy and Gavin and his dad, they're like family to me. I mean, I can't tell you how fast I left that pair when we lost. I was in tears because it hurt, right? You cry when you win, you cry when you lose. I know a lot of people call me a crybaby, but I'm an emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I speak the truth. I speak what I feel is right. I know it's not always right, but I speak what I feel is right, and I try to make a difference for the betterment of the game long term. I know I'm short-sighted sometimes, but I'm always looking for the best interest in our sport.
Yeah, I love that about you. I love how you're honest. You speak. You kind of what you're thinking is what you speak, and I definitely respect that for sure. I would like to ask you, how's the back doing? We had actually someone comment and actually say, Sean, as a fellow bowler with degenerative disc disease, I can fully understand what you've been dealing with and hope you are able to continue doing what you love at the highest level. That's from one of our commenters. So how's the back doing?
Jake, I appreciate you asking. Man, I wish I had better news. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of those things. I'm going to bowl good one week and then probably have to take a couple weeks off, or I'm going to have to start picking and choosing weeks. Triple D, degenerative disc disease, is awful. Everyone's got it to a certain degree, they say. Bulging discs as well. And I've got 3 tears and 3 different discs right now. I'm going to be doing injections over the next 3 months. I'm actually getting my first one next week. I've already got some other injections in February. And I've been doing PT for the last couple weeks. This is really hard. I didn't think I would need physical therapy. I never thought I'd have to lose weight. I didn't think I'd have to work out and everything else. And I'm glad I started back in 2016, the progression of where I'm at now. Otherwise, I might have lost this 5 or 6 years ago, right? It's just unfortunate. I never wish anything ill on anybody. I hope nobody ever gets hurt. But everyone in our sport eventually goes through something terrible, whether it's a hip or a wrist or a knee, back. I think of Chris Barnes with his back, Tommy with his hip, or Robert Smith with his hip, Weber with his hip. I always thought my knee would go before my back. I've had knee issues since 2007 or 8. I've worn a brace since then, and I've had some hand issues that I've been able to, fix some pitches and whatnot. But when you can't twist and turn, it changes a lot. I've become a lot better going straight, but I can't throw it to the right like I want to. And that's what you've had to do on tour for the last, 3 or 4 years. And I've been able to survive. I've been able to stay one of the best in the world until this season with the injuries. With how the patterns transition now, everyone throws urethane for a game or two, and then you got to move left and throw it around it and be slow and still have enough tilt and rev rate to make it work. And I just can't do that. I throw it too hard. And I say I can't. I'm trying. I'm never going to give up. That's one thing I don't do. So I'll continue to do the injections and the PT and working out. I mean, I just went to Hawaii and I spent 6 days in a gym, and people are like, well, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be on vacation. But I'm also trying to do the right thing for my body and, move forward and, do these clinics and whatnot. So we'll continue to bowl. I wish I was 50 to where I can, be retired and bowl on the 50 tour. But, it's not any easier out there, right? Those guys are really good players too. And you still got to show up and make shots and make spares and win matches. So
absolutely.
Hopefully I'll find a way. These injections will hopefully take some pain away. I can strengthen the core and the lower back and the glutes and hips and everything else. I've got a pinched nerve too that I got to deal with, that I've got to have a small procedure called ablation where it burns it and it'll grow back. I'll have to do it again. Hopefully that'll help let me compete at a higher level than I did this year, because this was an extremely difficult year for me.
Yeah, for sure. And, obviously we're hoping you get back as close to 100% as you can, because we love seeing you on the lanes, love seeing you compete, love seeing that fire out there. And, like you said, though, you make contingency plans, doing a lot of the clinics, doing the other stuff too. You have a beautiful family. So it's, you got to take care of them too, obviously. So, definitely hoping for the best for your physical game and your recovery, Sean, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. One of the greatest things that I've been able to do is I've been lucky enough to work for great companies my entire career, right? I work for Storm Bowling Products right now, representing 900 Global. I represent Coolwick and Rays and Boron. I've got unbelievable sponsors that understand what I'm going through, continue to support me 110% on and off the lanes with my ideas and things that I want to do. And I don't mind the travel too, right? I've told them I'll travel as long as I can. My kids are starting to get a little older, so I need to be home a little bit more than I was before kids, because I used to travel with my wife everywhere. But I think they respect that and understand that too, right? So, holidays and birthdays and anniversaries are pretty important to me. I try to make sure I'm at least home for the party, or, Father's Day or Mother's Day. There are certain things that make a lot of sense that are very important. So it's just a blessing to be able to represent those companies and let them, have them let me represent them. So
that's great. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So speaking of the kids, in probably just about a month, we have a bunch of juniors heading out to Junior Gold. Now, you talked about sticking to the process. As a former Junior Gold champion, Sean, do you have any words of advice for all these juniors about to head out to probably their toughest tournament of the year?
Yeah, Junior Gold, man, I have so many mixed emotions on Junior Gold, because I bowled the very first one in 1998. Now it's gotten to be, in my mind, too big. I hate to say that publicly, but I think there's just so many moving parts to where it's confusing as a fan, because I don't have any kids in it, right? So I watch it, try to keep up with what goes on every day, or where you're supposed to go, and practice sessions and this, and registration is forever long. 12 hours a day, and there's 2 registrations. There's a ball demo with one company, another company does this. It's just too big, right? Like, there's so many things going on. but it's a great thing too, right? Because there's an opportunity for our youth to go and compete. So I'm sure I'll get blasted for saying it's too big, but then I'll be rewarded for saying it's a great thing because it gives kids an opportunity. It's just like I said, there's so many mixed emotions when Junior Gold's brought up to me or I'm asked to talk about it. What I tell kids, number one, in any event that I do is learn from it, have fun with it, create friendships from it. You know, I met Jimmy Clark in 1996 or 98 at the Youth Coca-Cola National Championships. And it's 2023, so it's been 27 years we've been friends. Deandra Asbaty and her sister, same thing, right? So Michael Shirley, another guy that still bowls in Arkansas, that we've created these friendships because of Coca-Cola or Junior Gold and college bowling after that. After that, you know, take notes on everything you do during those events. You know, most of these places we go for Junior Gold are repeat bowling centers. You know, Indianapolis, Detroit, Las Vegas, Florida, places that can host us because there's so many people. It's hard to go around the country, right? So, excuse me, if you take notes of these certain bowling centers of what certain pairs do or what bowling balls works, you know, time of the year, of course, it's hot. Approaches are typically pretty sticky because of the humidity. Understanding what your foot's like and how your body reacts to so many different things. Always take your spare ball or shoot a ton of spares and understand how to shoot spares with every single ball in your bag. You know, out here on the men's tour, and I would have to say it for the most part, 99% of the guys throw a spare ball. Also, 99% of those guys can throw a reactive ball if they wanted to. They choose not to, though, right? It's just one of those things that always goes straight. It's just something we beat into our brain constantly of why do we have a spare ball? Or it's a urethane ball, which is pretty much almost like a spare ball, right? Hard and straight. You know, take your time, learn from it. Understand you can't control the outcome. You can't control your competitors. You can only control that 15 feet of lane, that approach that we call the process. And, you know, a great coach always told me if you have a good start, you're going to have a good finish, and typically you're going to have a good result. And that coach was Fred Borden, one of the greatest of all time. And I try to put that in my mind even when I'm going through bad things, bowling bad, even this year on tour. Just think of the positive. You know, it's like I said, it's a great event. It's in my mind too big of an event because there's so many things going on, but it's a great event for our youth to go and compete and you know, use it as a learning experience as you continue to get older and transition into, you know, junior Team USA if you make it, or college bowling and future of, you know, regional tours on the men and women's side and even the national side.
Yeah, speaking of, so you were talking about Junior Gold and you and Jimmy being friends so long. Jimmy and I rode to the regional together last weekend, and he brought up you guys, you, Deandra, him, kind of building those friendships, and, you know, leave some of the personal stories aside. You know, we don't want to share that on the air, obviously, but from those days. But so, you know, kids can kind of learn from it. But I kind of agree with you with the bigness of the event. And I've been on the show saying this before, saying that I always figured that, you know, you have the state qualifiers. I thought that there should be regionals that the state bowlers go to, and then you whittle it down from there, and then you have a national event with literally the best of the best from each of those regions. Then it's not too big, but, you know, you do get the best of the best. They still get the experience at the regional level for like a regional Junior Gold event, and then your national one will be literally the best of the best from those regions. I think maybe that would be a compromise.
Agreed. And I can tell you, growing up in Alaska, that's how Team USA used to be. I qualified in 1996 as a junior bowler, as one of the two players that represented Alaska at the national finals, and there was like 70 to 100 people. And each state had so many bowlers. It's the first year I met Chris Barnes. I remember him throwing a forest fire, drilling a bunch of them, and he made the cut. That's how I qualified for Junior Team USA the very first time to represent Team USA in Guatemala in 97. I think it was the year I actually qualified. We bowled in 98. Myself, Sean Evans, Mike Fagan, and I think the kid's name was Jeremy. So the four youngest kids or older, whatever it was, four top youth finishers went to Guatemala to represent Junior Team USA. And, you know, it's just a different way to do it, right? And now I think Team USA qualifying is kind of the same thing in January every year. You got 150 to 200 now, almost all college kids, it seems like. They use it as a preparation for college and whatnot. There's not many. I mean, there's plenty of adults that still go. There's still pros that go now, but it's, 7 or 8 are on a pair to both 6 games. Just does not sound exciting, right?
Right.
Like, sport needs to change in the way that it needs to become exciting to follow along. The final day of Team USA, I think, is exciting because you put all the the best bowlers for the week together, right? So it's 1 through 5 and 6.
Yep.
You have a reason to watch a certain group, and so it's hard to follow. I hate to say it, I'm not a big fan of watching bowling unless there's something going on. So I love watching match play. I love elimination match play. I love the bonus pins. I know a lot of pros don't like bonus pins, but I like the fact that every 15 or 20 minutes, something matters, right? Like you have to strike to win or make a spare to win. And then it turns around. And I know that sometimes I hate being the number 1 player, 2nd or 3rd or up in the top, and I lose to the guy in the bottom because they had nothing to bowl for, right?
Right.
But at the same time, when I'm that guy in the bottom and I'm bowling the guys down the top, I like to be the upset guy. I like to make them work harder for it for the next couple of games. So I have a different mindset when it comes to that kind of stuff. And the total qualifying 6, like this year at the World Series, we bowled 6 days in a row, 10 games a day. It was deja vu over and over. Granted, I'm hurt. I don't feel good. I'm going to feel like a complainer again right now. But like, I want to see the matches to get to the finals, right? Like, so day 2 of each event, the last 4 or 5 games, it was exciting because you could look over to your left or your right and you could watch this guy know that he needs to make a good shot to make it and whatnot. So I don't know. There's some good and there's some bad to qualifying. There's good and bad to match play, right? You could out average everybody and lose to the wrong person, still not make it. Maybe miss a show, maybe whatever the case is. The how do you say it? The cream always rises to the top, right? So they say it's not always true, right? The underdogs sometimes get there because they win matches when you're not supposed to, right? The U.S. Open, the year I led, I should have made the show anyway form, right? But I won some matches that it can take you down a rabbit hole real quick if you lose one.
Right.
I won some 160 to 70 matches that, man, those bonus pins kept you above someone else. And if you have a mentality game that keeps you there and lets the other players think about it, it really changes some outcomes of the events, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been a fan of bonus pins just because I like putting an emphasis on winning, and those bonus pins really do put that strong emphasis on winning matches. And I do I'm with you on that. I have always liked the bonus pin format.
Yeah, and you guys bowl long enough formats where you can do bonus pins. Like our formats are kind of shorter for our small tournaments, so it doesn't really make sense for us. But with your longer format tournaments, definitely very cool.
I mean, like I said, this year the only time we had elimination was the Masters. The playoffs was gone. The PBA players got to the final 12 and they bowled 1-game matches, so you could say there's elimination matches, but it was television, right? It wasn't you had to win to get to TV. So if I remember correctly, that was it. So I'm hoping there's some different formats next year, change it up a little bit, doing the same thing over and over every week, seeing the same balls go down the lane every week. Like I said earlier, it just needs a little bit of variety. And I think in general, we look at sports, we look at variety in sports. At least I do. And again, that's where the love-hate relationship of my career has been. Some people are going to love me and agree with me, and some people are going to think I'm wrong and hate me for it. And it is what it is, and don't care.
Can't make everyone happy.
No, if you try to make everyone happy, you're going to fail. So
and I've done that a lot through my career, and I finally just fed up with it. And that's why I try to do these other things that try to make me seem a little bit more positive to people in the industry and in our sport, that I'm trying to give back. I'm trying to coach. I'm trying to make people want to go bowling, bringing their friends and everybody else.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we'll kind of circle back to the event. We don't want to hold you up too long, Sean. We really appreciate all your time tonight, all your insight into a bunch of different things bowling-wise. We could talk to you about bowling all night, but I know you're a busy man too and have stuff to do. But September 21st, Sparetime Recreation, Hallowell, Maine. We have it on the screen for everyone. 2 coaches, well, actually 3 with yourself included announced so far. Yourself, Wes Malott, Marshall Kent, and more to come. And is there anything else you want to say about the event and everything before we let you get off the air with us tonight?
Yeah, no, just contact Sparetime for any more information or how to sign up. You can reach out to Donna. Roughly 4 o'clock start. Clinic Q&A for the first couple hours. A little bit of a break for food. Redress the lanes. Get on the lanes for a 9-pin no tap. There'll be all kinds of prizes throughout the evening. T-shirts, raffles, bowling balls, jerseys, bowling pins, you name it. Some TV tickets, probably. Some gift bags from one of my sponsors, Arnicare. We promote things through our events there. We give some products out there. Multiple more coaches coming up over the next few weeks. And I would love to see Wes or Marshall join you guys over the next few weeks. If you guys want to have them for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm sure they'd be glad to jump on. So I appreciate you guys having me on tonight and talking a little bit about bowling. Junior gold players that are coming up. Good luck to them. I hope to see them at Junior Gold. I'll be there for registration and the demo day and everything else that goes on during that week prior to.
Absolutely, and wonderful work out there. I know you're out there at the PBA League Bowler Championship right now doing some live stuff with Phil Brylow. Out there
tomorrow. I'll be on the live stream for the PBA LBC National Championship page tomorrow between 9 and 5 on and off. Calling some action, doing some lessons, doing some filming for Neil and everybody else. And really exciting event here. It's the second weekend of 7 or 8 weekends, I believe. It runs through July 16th. Multiple divisions, scratch, handicap, you name it, I believe. A lot of money up for grabs. Television opportunity, too, for the top 3 bowlers in each division who will be coming to Portland, Maine. Taped there at Bayside Bowl on Saturday, the 23rd, I believe, right after the clinic on the 21st. So a lot going on over the summer, even though I'm going to try to relax and rest as much as I can with my family.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for coming on. Again, September 21st, Sparetime Recreation, Hallowell, Maine. We'll have more information on our show weekly. Get some of the coaches that are going to be on the show with us. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, we'd love to have them on there.
Sean, we wish you well with your recovery. Hope that back gets better for you, and it's always good to spend some time with you. And when you come up here, first beverage is on me. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to some Maine lobster, some Allagash white beer.
Oh yeah.
And, the great hospitality Maine always gives us PBA players. Thanks.
All right, absolutely. Well, we love having you on. Thank you so much, Sean, and thank you everyone who tuned in tonight to the Frankie and Ding Dong Show. Don't forget the event, September 21st, Sparetime Recreation, Bowl with the Pros. Thank you to Sean Rash for organizing this, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming on.
Good night.
All right, good night, guys. Take care.